So, all right. So welcome out to Thursday Night Shift. We are excited to have you. This week we have Heather, Jody, and myself. The others are out playing. And I think one of the things I like to point out about that is it's one of the reasons we love doing this together is because we get the different perspectives, we get to hang out with all of you, but also it gives us a chance that if we do have life happening, we're out doing things, we always have somebody to help us and keep us backed up. So I absolutely love that. So it looks like the first question that came in is I moved to a new province, or which is like a state, but up in Canada. What is the best advice you have to restart?
That's a great question.
Heather, you've moved a lot. I've moved a lot.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I would just say the first thing that I would say, and I haven't done it in my new community yet. I did just move in June. And so one of the things that I did, it makes me want to say, I know I had one here. Stacy, where did you put it when you were at my house? I like to get the welcome home scent circles. And I put a little tag on them that just says, hi, we're new to the area. And I put our little picture and our address.
It's in your basket.
It's in my
basket behind you.
Okay. Oh, I don't know. Okay, Stacy was here helping me clean my office, and I'm like, I know I have one still sitting here. I don't think it is. But anyways, it's basically just a welcome home scent circle with a tag with our information on it saying, hey, we're new to the community and we can't wait to connect with you. I don't make it like super promotional or super like I'm trying to sell to them. I do put my label because pretty much everything that comes through, I like to have labeled. So my information and contact stuff is on there, but I also kind of want it to just be a, hey, I'm here and get to know us as a family and who we are in the community. Another thing is, if you're buying a home, I was talking with Ross, and I'm not sure if she's on because she's not on my homepage.
She's there. She's there. She's on mine.
She is here. Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So Ross, I was talking to her last night and she just moved and bought a house, and Heather's like the queen of realtor baskets and all of that. And I was like, hey, you have to stock Heather's stuff. We posted it in the monthly movement. Connect with your realtor about realtor baskets. And if they need closing gift, your mortgage brokers, same thing, connect with them and see if they need referral gifts or thank you gifts for the realtors that come to them or their future clients, that type of thing, which is also something I learned from Heather, but we were just talking about it yesterday. So that was on my mind and something that definitely would work in a new area. Heather?
So I'm not going to tell you to leave your spouse. So you have to do this very proper, but I want you to think like you're single and ready to mingle. And I want you to approach this move as in you are trying to find the perfect friend or someone that you would want to be in your life forever. So what do you have to do, right? We're not on dating sites, but you go places, you meet people, you get involved in things in the community, church, support groups, kids groups, play dates. If you like to knit or cross stitch, find people that you have similarities with, because that is your way in. You don't need to lead with Scentsy. You need to find friends and meet people. That is where I'm going to tell you to start first. We moved a lot in my years. We would move every 3 years to a different duty station. And I've been doing direct sales since I was 18. So I've always moved from state to state every 3 years with a new business or multiple businesses. Because when I joined Scentsy, I was actually doing 2. And Scentsy was my 3rd when I joined, which I no longer am at all. Only Scentsy all the way. So I will tell you, just get involved in whatever you can. If you're in a military town, take advantage of that while you are there. There is nothing like being in a military community where you have an influx of people from different parts of the world, different countries, different places, because the average person knows and has a circle of about 250 people. So the more people that you can get involved with and meet, they know people, your network goes wide, deep and wide, which is absolutely incredible for your business. Once you get back to regular civilian life, it's a little bit different because it's a different way of life and you don't have that influx of new people. So find military people, get to know them. They will help grow your team and your group just as fast as you can. But it really is just about making new friends and making connections, and don't lead with Scentsy, because then you're just the salesperson and you're not getting to know someone for them. So that's what I'm going to say.
I will just add real quick where Heather said you don't have to go online dating. I have an option for you for online dating if you're new, or even if you're not new to a community. It's called meetup.com. I have not used it in a long time. Okay. But meetup.com, you can go there and there's all sorts of kind of, they're kind of set up the way I remember as forums. And you basically can go and choose what you're interested in. So if you want to go hiking with new people in your community, if you want to go out and try new restaurants in your community, if you want to go do who knows what, you have the option of finding these different little like groups and pods, and you can get together within your community. So even if you're not new to the area, you totally could go and join a meetup group and get together with them. And you kind of can just get to know people in that aspect. I saw a couple comments, I'm a loner, or I'm in a small village, or whatever, right? You can even maybe, if you go to a bigger cities periodically, you can look within that city and kind of plan your trips to that city around that time. All right, Jody, sorry, I didn't mean to take your next spot, but I wanted to add that.
I missed the question because I was at my desk.
It was, how do you restart your business when you move to a new place?
Oh, Lord, that is a good question. 3 years here, I'm still working on it because I don't think it's something that you ever really stop, regardless of where where you lay your head at night. So a couple of things I've done since moving to North Carolina, the Nextdoor app. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that. It's kind of like Facebook, but it's for, your local community. That's one way to advertise. They actually have a spot for you to advertise your local business. But I've kind of done mine more of the grassroots way, and it really has been more about meeting people. So I sample and hand out things everywhere I go. I love scent circles for that reason. I've showed those to you guys before. We're on the I don't have my purse next to me, but on the inside, when you open the scent circle, there's a label that says, "It was so nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. This is who I am. I can help you." Everywhere I go, literally, like servers, hairstylists, nail techs, everywhere. They love that. But also those friends that you start to meet along the way. And I've been here 3 years. It's not like when in high school we meet all these new friends at once. Like, you're older, it takes a little bit longer to build those kind of relationships. Neighbors, the people who built my house, they all, like Heather said, this person knows, let's just say 10 people, and those 10 people all know 10 people. The circle grows naturally that way. Sometimes it just takes a little longer if you're somebody like me, which a lot of you are. I think that you don't really work outside the home. My children are more grown. They're not involved in the traditional sports, things like that. So I don't have like Reagan said, play dates. I don't have those anymore. Those were great, but those are some of the ways. There are so many ways to meet people. It just comes down to being intentional. If you don't, you got that? If you don't work outside the home, sometimes you have to be like, okay, today I'm leaving, or this Friday I'm going to go run errands. So I'm going to make sure I have X, Y, and Z on hand to hand out with me and start those conversations. It is literally about being intentional. I mean, I wore a Scentsy shirt, which I almost never do because they never fit me. And someone's like, "Oh my God, I need your card." I was at the nail salon getting a pedicure. So there's brand your card, brand your clothing, hand out samples, talk about your business, marry your life and your business to one. And no matter where you are, if you're new or if you're old in your own town, you'll start seeing things kind of come together and mesh as one. I hope that makes sense and wasn't too rambly.
No, I think that's a really good advice, Jody, because a lot of times I hear people say, "Oh, my real job is this," or "Okay, I've got this hat on today," and it's difficult for people to marry the two sometimes. And you've got to master it now, and you've got to master it early, because the sooner you can do that to where it's cohesive and it flows, the easier and more success you're going to have in your business. Because it is, when you're wearing the different hats and you're not mingling the two, it is you get exhausted, like you get drained. It's so hard because you're trying to do and give energy to multiple jobs or multiple things. And you're going to get out what you put in. If you give it 10% effort, your return on investment is going to be 10%. It's impossible to get 100% return or the results that you're trying to get when you're only giving 10 or 15% effort.
Well, and another thing on that too, Heather, is a lot of people, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this properly. So feel free to help me explain this. But, a lot of people are like, okay, I work my 9-to-5 job here, and then I have, swim or dance classes here with my kids or sport. And then I have to make dinner, I have to do all of these. And I get all of that can seem hard, right? But a lot of times what's happening is you're separating your day by the task. Okay, so I have to go to work. So this is all I'm going to do from 9 to 5 here. And then I have to go to swim lessons or dance. And that's all I'm going to do here. Again, it is about finding ways to make those things come together and be more cohesive. And I'm not saying at all, I hope nobody ever takes it that way, that you should neglect your 9 to 5 or your kids' sports or anything for Scentsy. But I'm just saying, I can personally speak to the difference in my business because I married them. When I was at a volleyball tournament, yes, I was Taylor's mom and I was screaming and cheering for her. But you better believe all those moms next to me smelled damn good and had samples and they could bring back my bars out of my 31 tote. You know what I mean? It's just about finding different ways. And sometimes it's not necessarily me saying something. It is about the clothing I'm wearing or about the brand on my car. Those things really do work. And in signage or branding does the speaking for you when you're unable to do so. And the internet, I mean, y'all, if you're having time to scroll on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, monetize that. Share your business. Don't just share what other people are sharing. I mean, Kaylee and I send links back and forth on TikTok all day. Now, if we could get paid for that, we'd be millionaires. But that's what I'm saying. Like, there is time. Sometimes it's just being intentional about how you're using that time.
It's time management. Like, if you are, figure out how to meal prep or do crock pot meals, or like, there's always a way to work smarter and not harder. And if you're willing to figure out how to do it, you'll make it happen. Everybody makes time for what they want to make time for.
Well, and again, I'm just kind of going off on tangent.
It's not I can't, it's I won't. You have to replace those, right?
And Jen Audette is a perfect example, right? She was a professional hygienist, worked a lot of hours a week, and she could have easily said, I don't have time for this. And that's what a lot of consultants do. And it's, I don't want to cut anybody down. I'm just saying there is a difference. Either you can't or you won't. You will or you won't. Like, you have to make that decision, because the reward for your working your business, the payoff, if we're talking strictly about money, is going to outweigh any 9-to-5 job. But we also know that this 9-to-5 job is super important because this is what's feeding your family. We're just trying to get you to understand that this over here is as important and can outweigh this one if you're able to negotiate the time, find it, want it, do it, carve out that time that your business deserves, and you will see a reward, a payoff. I mean, all of us can sit here and tell you that. Like, it is the truth. Yes.
Absolutely. And I think that I wish my brain sometimes, like, I remember conversations, they come back to me, but the name doesn't always stick. So I apologize if you're on here, but I was talking to someone recently and they were saying how what they would do is at work, they will have their work time frame. It was Akila. She was on my Saturday super call. She was saying at her 9-to-5 at her day job, she would say, okay, I have an hour lunch break. I have 30 minutes to eat my lunch. And then I have the other 30 minutes that I work my business. Right. And so it's finding a way to fit that in, because we do get those breaks. We do have that time. The other thing we've shared here before is, you can, for lack of a better term, poop and post, right? We know a lot of us are in the bathroom you're scrolling on your phone, doing different things, and kind of making that rule before I scroll, I have to post something. I have to share something for my business. I need to go and engage with my customers and see what they're doing rather than that mindless scrolling, because I know even myself, I'm in the habit sometimes that I pick up my phone and the next thing I know, I'm scrolling and I'm like, I didn't even realize that I'm scrolling. Like, that's when you know you have a problem and an addiction.
It's true. A lot of time is wasted on scrolling. Like, and I want you to all think about your Facebook profile right now. Does it say on there that you are a Scentsy independent consultant as job? Do you have a really updated picture, or is it a picture of a warmer? How are you letting people know what you do? Right. So you've got to make it visible for people to know.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So we kind of went off a little tangent there from the original question, but I hope that content was or that little bit there was good. Carrie Bowens actually just said your voicemail. Is it on your voicemail? Absolutely. Right.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
putting out there who you are. There's so many great ideas. Hope you're also catching
Even
the
my
chat.
shopping link, I think it's on there. Like, hey, thanks, you missed me or whatever, but you can text me or visit my website at Yeah.
Oh,
I can give it. I can tell you my website is. We're all consultants here. I was keeping it secret, like it was top secret.
Right. Yeah. Top secret. No. heathergorsuch.scentsy.us. Right.
Nope. myscentedlife.com.
Oh, that one. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Oh, I was going with the chickswithbricks.com.
I have that one too.
Wrong.
I have two that points to my hgorsuch.scentsy.us.
There's some things that we complicate, that's for dang sure. But yes, so many great ideas. Your voicemail, your Facebook, like I think ultimately coming back to the original question is, putting yourself out there as many ways as possible. If you're taking the things with you to work on the go, then at one point somebody's gonna look over and be like, what are you doing? Right? Like, what do you got going on over there? Oh, these are my testers. Here, go ahead and give them a smell. Those types of things, and being prepared in that aspect, taking it with you along the way. So with that, thank you. We might go back depending on where we are with time. We always kind of worry like, oh, do we have enough content for an hour? And then it's like, here we are 20 minutes in and we still haven't even talked about the topic we were going to talk about today. So if we have time, we will go back to some of those questions and answer them, or you can re-ask them again. And we will maybe use them for a future topic or question down the road.
Kelly, Lacey answered your question and you are correct. It is the 5 only.
Okay, perfect. Good.
Because I would have been given all kinds of wrong.
So today we wanted to talk a little bit about what's coming and happening next week. Talking about, we do have NFL launching on Monday, some of the rules and guidelines around that, what's kind of happening, because there has been some confusion. I know I've been getting some a lot of the same questions in our group about pre-orders and LTOs and all of that stuff. We have done a whole call on that before, but we are going to focus a little bit more on NFL and licensed products today. And then also we wanted to talk about what with Bricks coming on Monday and kind of what that looked like, some of our ideas for that. So if you have anything kind of in your wheelhouse, be ready. We'd love to hear that in the comments if you have ideas around it. So if you did miss it, on Monday, we have our NFL products coming back. So Monday, the 27th, between 9:30 and 10:30 Pacific Standard Time, we are going to be able to not only redeem the pre-orders that were placed, but we're also going to be able to order them. So first things first is pre-orders, because I know I myself and many others have pre-orders for those LTOs, and actually lots of other pre-orders. And I feel like they're kind of, we're still getting lost in where those are. And if you're on here, maybe that's not you, but maybe you have a team member that does. And so this is going to be the perfect training to make sure that you send to them to let them know, hey, here's some more details and information. So pre-orders actually can only be redeemed through your personal website. They can also only be ordered through your personal website. You and your customers would need to log into the account that you purchased them with on your personal website. And then once you're there on my account, you click pre-orders, and that's where you'll be able to see and redeem any pre-orders that you do have. Now you can't redeem for, you cannot redeem for your customers. They have to do that themselves unless they give you their login. But you can see those, what you have coming up, and it actually shows you an estimated availability. So I think that's a question I get a lot is, when am I supposed to be ordering these, right? And that will go ahead and tell you. The other thing that you can kind of use as a reference is if you go to the product status list, and I've shared this with my group before, I actually have a shortcut link for it. PSL doesn't stand for pumpkin spice latte. It stands for product status list in my world. And when I type that in, it automatically takes me to the product status list, which is pinned at the tops of your news tab. I love, love, love that one of the things they did is they've started adding to that product status list what dates they estimate those items to be available for redemption. I feel like that's a question I get over and over and over and over again is, when is this available for redemption? And they've added that chart there, so you can go ahead and check that out. And then again, if you log into, if you have a pre-order, you'll see that there, and you can tell your customers that as well. One of the things that I know that I need to do is I need to keep, as a consultant, a running tally of that, because I'm finding that, yes, they are getting the emails reminding them that it's coming, but those are somehow getting missed, whether they're ending up in spam or they're ending up who knows where, just overseen, because I can be also horrible about checking my email sometimes, to kind of have that reminder of, okay, I need to go into my order history. I need to put my date all the way back a year, let's say, and search for that product to see if I have any pre-orders that show up. So I know I can reach out to those customers and remind them to order those products. So on Monday with that, your customers will be able to redeem their pre-orders for the NFL, but they also are letting us know we have the option of claiming our pre-orders that we did order beforehand. And so those are the two things that are going to be happening on Monday between 9:30 and 10:30 Pacific time. If you are watching this live, it is currently 5:23 Pacific time. So if you need to do the math, that is there. And you can also use a time zone converter for your own time zone also. Heather, what do you want to add about kind of this pre-order and redemption stuff, or Jody?
I think you have to be really careful because we don't know how many there are, as with anything. So when you are setting expectations for your customers, I think it's very important to say, I will try my best to get this. If for some reason this sells out before I hit the submit button, I'll Venmo your money back or send you your money back and get a refund. Don't make promises that you have some in-tight connection with the company that guarantees you inventory and make it seem like you're that perfect consultant that can do something like that, because they're going to appreciate the honesty from you more, that you're upfront and that you're telling the truth. So you're building that customer loyalty, because we don't know how many's in stock. The ones that are pre-sold are set aside. If there's extra, that's the ones that are becoming available. So I think just handle it in that order. And then something that I'm going to do is I'm going to find a really cute little recipe, maybe for like a dip or something. And I'm just going to attach it to the top of the little box. Everybody that's buying a little football warmer, just a little something extra. It doesn't cost anything to do to find a fun recipe. You can even do a whole bunch of different recipes and say, what recipe did you get? Post what you got. Tag me what recipe you got. And then all your customers can see it, right? You're getting engagement, interaction. I am going to order me the NFL Gridiron Rush bar because they can add it to their club. So I will be ordering that to make samples to give every one of my club members a scent sample of that to try. And I'll give it a scent sample in the top of the warmer if they're ordering one from me. So try to upsell them when they open that box and get it. Surprise, there's a great smelling scent. So just take advantage of how you can kind of one up some things, but setting the right expectations is so important. Jody, do you have something or no?
No, I'm good. You said it all so far. Perfect.
I'm
just looking at my website, still not working. I'm sorry.
You got to clear your cache and cookies. So one of the things that I did last time when actually the full size warmers launched is I went and I got, and this did take me a minute, I'm not going to lie, right? But I went and I got all of the images for the items that were coming. And I went into my stories and I said, all right, it's game day. So Sunday, you could do this to be ready for Monday, right? It's game day. What team are you cheering for? And you post, you can't put them in a collage because it is a licensed item. So keep this in mind. I literally posted each picture. And then if you click this is on Instagram that I did this in my stories. You click the sticker in the top right corner, and there is the one that has like the sliding bar, right? So I chose that one. And at the time when I did this before, I chose the football. You can add the little icon and I chose the football. But this time you could even just do like the cheer confetti one. And you could see, all right, I'm going to post who has the best team or who has the biggest fans in my following. And that's a way that you can get engagement. When other people are using those little slide bars or they're voting, it's providing interaction on your stories. And then that allows you to show up more towards the beginning. So if they are pooping and scrolling or poop and posting, right, they can go ahead and you're going to be more towards the top of the stories that they see. So that's something fun that you could do on Sunday as a game day thing to get them ready. Or if you don't work on Sundays, you can do it on Saturday. Hey, game day's tomorrow. Who are you cheering for? And then at the very end of that, that's typically when I say, guess what? Tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, our warmers are going live. They are while supplies last. If you were one of my customers that pre-ordered yours, go ahead and be ready to redeem yours tomorrow so that you can get it and have it for your next game day, right? And then you could also do a little thing about Gridiron Rush if you have it from a previous launch, and share the bar that's coming out. And then again, as always, they can add that to club for up to 30 days. So if it sells out, which I don't think it has thus far, I don't remember if it's still available currently, but pretty sure it's kind of like stuck around, but you can always add that to club up to 30 days if it were to sell out. And then I'm pretty sure like if they sell out tomorrow, I'm not sure that they're going to restock this time, unless
know.
maybe they have leftovers if people don't redeem their pre-orders on the time frame and stuff. So just
Yeah.
kind of be ready and like Heather said, prepared for that. My other thing with licensed LTO things is I'm kind of like the technical person. I don't know if you know this. Heather's super duper creative. I'm kind of creative, but like I'm really more the technical person. And basically remembering that when you are posting things, I kind of mentioned this, you can't use the NFL song, like their game. You can't do collages. If you're going to post, you need to have any graphics or wording below and above.
Yeah, here you can look at my screen. Here's one that Scentsy did on their actual wall, and this is fine because it's nothing on the image. So that gives you an idea. It's above or below, not on.
Yes, and that goes along with our licensing agreements, and that's what helps us. The better that we do with our current licensing, the more they are to renew their licensing, the more they're going to do licensing with us, and the more that they are going, the more opportunity we have for other licensing because we have good partners that are familiar with us that know that we do the right thing. So that's kind of why it's important to keep in line with all of that. So.
Yeah. And it's just because we have the agreement doesn't give you the free for all and the permission to do what you want with it. Marvel and all these companies own that, and they've given us permission to use exactly what they've authorized, which is in our marketing tab. So by you adding anything extra on top, you're changing it. You're changing what they approve, and you don't own those rights. You don't own those royalties. That's why a lot of these companies get in trouble. You'll get in trouble because you can't make a profit off of another copyrighted image that you don't own. So that's the only purpose of it is just, if you're unsure, go to the marketing tab, download it, save it, and just add the single photos. And that's it. Just keep it real and never go to any of these pages. Like maybe there's a Facebook group that says, I love the #1 Spider-Man fan or whatever, or Disney pages. You cannot go solicit people and strangers on there. That is totally against compliance, and you will lose your account for it. So just keep in mind, there's a right way and a wrong way to be tacky and not tacky. And I'm just trying to say that so nice, but don't be spammy and tacky. Just don't do it.
You know, it's kind of like, and I really hope I don't offend anybody when I say this. I don't mean to, but you know, the people at the mall who, when you're just trying to walk by and they're just chasing you down with their favorite cream, and they will not take no for an answer. And they just keep chasing you. I don't really think anybody truly likes to be marketed to in that manner. And so people will often ask like, well, why can't we go to #1 Spider or Disney fan? Well, those people aren't there to be sold to. They're there for their love of whatever the group is, right? If you're in there because you have the same love and you create a relationship with somebody in that group, you can certainly mention it to them. But if you're in there, buy my Spider-Man, buy my Black Panther, whatever, it doesn't look good for you. It doesn't look good for our Scentsy. And it's just a turnoff for anybody who would potentially otherwise want to do business with you. So, you know, yes, we are in sales, but I hope after all of these times we've done Shift with you guys, we've taught you not to lead with sales, because we're just about more than that. We really are. And hopefully, and I believe Scentsy is trying very hard and has for the last 16, 17 years to change the face of direct sales. And we are the front line, you guys. We are the face of Scentsy. So it's not just you that you're representing when you're out there. It's not just, you know, it's all of us. It's Heidi and Orville. It's the home office. It's everybody. It's a brand. It's a name, and it's a big brand. So try to keep that in mind, you know, and I'm sure I'm probably preaching to the choir. You're not here if, you know, I'm sure you guys aren't the ones who need to hear that, but keep it in mind, you know, try to teach your teams that same kind of concept, like have a good, nice face of Scentsy, so to speak. So.
I will say if it was actually when I think it was the Villains Warmer launched, I had a really great customer of mine that was so excited, and she was an admin for a very, very large Disney group. And I hadn't even, honestly, I will tell you, I dropped the ball on that one. I don't even think I told her about it. She saw it somewhere and she was like, oh my gosh, this is coming out. And she tagged me and she was like, oh, and I went into like pure on panic mode, right? Because I knew the rules. I knew we weren't supposed to do that. That wasn't and so I actually reached out to compliance and I was like, this is what happened. And they were like, okay, you didn't do it though, right? You just can't post your link. You can't be in there doing it. So if you have a relationship and they call you out, I mean, this is not saying go and find somebody and be like, hey, if you do this, I'll scratch your back. All right. No, but like if you genuinely do and they build a relationship with you and they're passionate about, they will do those types of things on their own because they do want to share with their community when they find it, but it's all based off of real, genuine relationships. And then again, if you do have somebody that tags you in any of those groups, make sure that you just do anything that via private message and you're not posting links and things in these groups, because even that can be against those compliance rules and then jeopardize our overall brand and everything with and our license with and our relationship with those companies. So
Jody, Callie, will you real quick touch on the jot forms that people have pre-made for the pre-sale? Because I haven't really used those, but I think some people might want to know that information.
Absolutely. So something that you can do. So I know, when these launches happen, a lot of times it can be while customers are working. And sometimes it's even when you're working, right? I mean, I've heard of people that are like, I told them I needed to take a break to go to the bathroom because I had an upset stomach so I could go place my pre-orders in the bathroom stall, right? Like there's totally people that Cassie's raised her hand. Yeah, I did that. So there's totally people that, that have to do that. But when it's your customer, they're less likely to do that unless they're a super duper big fan. And so something that you can do is you can use, we've done, there's even a Thursday night shift on Jot forms and on Google Forms. And so you can create a Google form for pre-orders. If you follow us or if you're in the monthly movement group, then you know kind of like you can go back and search the group for those types of videos. You can go to our YouTube channels and we have those there as well to go back and see how to make those and do those. You can also even just go to YouTube and search Scentsy Jot form, Scentsy Google form, and there's lots of trainings out there from Scentsy consultants as to what they put on there. But I mean, it could be something as basic as, you post all the pictures in there, or maybe it's that you download all the photos into a Dropbox and you put the link, see all the teams that are available. If you have to do it really, really quick, what columns you need for their information, their name, their phone number, their email address, what warmer are you wanting or what warmers, if they just want to type it out, and then if they want to add the Gridiron fragrance bar, do you want it in a 3-pack? Do you want it in a 6-pack? Remember, licensed bars have their own packs and you cannot put them in like a warmer and 3-bar bundle because there isn't a licensed one for that. So do keep that in mind. This also popped in my mind that's not related to Jot forms, but these cannot be redeemed for host rewards because they are a licensed item. So keep that in mind. But then, so you can put those different bits of information there. And then you can even drop at the bottom. Do you want to receive communications from me in the future regarding, when NFL products become available? Then they can go ahead and you already automatically know next time Scentsy does anything NFL, that's somebody you want to contact. Actually, that's something I'm getting ready to add to my Jot forms is, are you interested in these products? Not Jot forms. I use Google Forms because I haven't been able to figure Jot forms out. I haven't taken the time, but Google Forms. Are you interested in any of these items? I'm going to put a check box for Marvel, for Disney, for Nightmare Before Christmas, for NHL, NFL. I'm going to put up all the different things, Warner Brothers, Harry Potter, all of those. I'm going to start adding those to the bottom so they can check what they're interested in. So that's telling me what they want to hear about, because I don't want to overwhelm all my customers if that's really not something they're interested in. But if they are, I want to make sure I know who they are and who I need to communicate with. And so that is another item that you can add there. I will say just quick little tidbits on Jot forms and Google Forms. Something that Jen Audette says that she does is she always puts at the bottom, are you interested in hosting a scent event? And she does she does the scale from 0 to 10 so that you can kind of gauge. Because if you just do yes or no, a lot of times people just check no. But if you do the scale, then they might select a 2 or a 3 and you kind of know, okay, they have a little bit of interest, maybe not a ton, but it's not just a yes or no, it's more gauging where you're at. So she does that for both. Are you interested in hosting a scent event and getting free Scentsy product? Are you interested in possibly earning money with Scentsy? Those kind of basic questions. Are you interested in a fundraiser? Just like you kind of would a drawing slip at an event. And then you have those all ready to go. We have done a training on LTO, so I don't know that I want to dive too much into this, but if you want to look for that as well, We talked about ways to set up your orders to be ready to go on the day of so that you can get those in as quick as possible. Because I mean, no offense to anybody out there, like my husband's team is the Colts. It's not like the number one team that everybody's like selling out of, but there are, some of like the Patriots and the Cowboys that they seem to sell out like super duper quick. So if you have people that are ordering those types of those brands, that's something you really want to be on your A game and ready to go on Monday morning. So anything else we want to add on that topic? Is there any questions that maybe you have on that topic? You can drop in the comments or in the chat before we move on. Who switched Jody out? That is Nathaniel. It's her baby.
I'm sorry. He was supposed to be watching the chat while I got water because he couldn't fill my water cup up for me.
Well, he was really watching the chat for you too.
I just fired him. He's fired. He's no longer in business. Okay.
Okay, so I'm not seeing any questions come through. I know it can sometimes be a little bit slow, but so if there is one, we can maybe check back to that. But we want to talk about something else that is coming on Monday, because this is an opportunity that Scentsy they've done it in some aspects before, but they haven't done it in other aspects before. And I personally am really excited about it. Do one of you guys want to lead on this one? Or
yeah,
you want me to
if you want, Jody, you want to lead, or nope,
okay.
She is just drinking water. So the seasonal bricks are coming out that are in the holiday collection, and they're letting us buy them early with a limit, of course, but 30 days early, where it gives you time to make your samples or crinkle cut it down and get them in people's hands. They're going to be sold in all 5 bricks are in one huge bundle for $90. So it's 90 PRV in the US. This is US pricing. If you don't want them all, or maybe you have some local team members, y'all can fight over who's getting the PRV, but maybe split them up and divide them up. I think you're allowed to get 2 sets per consultant is all they're going to let you get. And is it that they don't want you to resell them? Is that what the little note said? Yeah. They're not for resale. It's just strictly for you to prep and get the fragrance under people's nose. It's if I'm just typing on Facebook, pink poinsettia, spiced eggnog, sweet orange pomander, vanilla, cinnamon, maple, and I don't know what the other one is.
Vanilla, cinnamon, maple,
fluffy fleece.
Oh yeah.
If I just type that out, people are not going to be like, oh my gosh, give me all of that. So you have to let people experience. This is a fragrance business. So get some felt from the consultant store or order it on Amazon, the little circles, half dip to save. Go get as much wax as you can on there. All they need to do is be able to smell it. They like it or they don't, because the customers will have the chance to purchase these bricks on October 25th. So you can purchase them, consultants can purchase them on Monday, September 27th at 11:59 p.m. Pacific time. And then your customers can purchase individual bricks when it launches on October 25th for $24 in the US, or a 2 brick bundle. They'll also be able to do that as well. So the bundle is limited to 2 per consultant and is not approved for resale. So that's exciting news. Somebody said they thought it was 1. Jackie. So surprise, happy birthday. You get to do 2 of them. I think that's kind of cool too, because even if you have a team member, and let's say some local leaders want to get together and buy a second set and, hey, sponsor a teamie this week, your name goes in a drawing for a free brick, right? Or a little bit of each. And so you have their own little samples. Reward your people for sponsoring and trying to do that. So just some fun little ideas. Go ahead, Joan.
Well, and the breakdown on it, which I really hope I did this right, because y'all know I get purple a lot when I do math. But if I've done the math correctly, at $90 at 25%, that makes our cost $67.50 divided by 5 makes each brick $13.50 for consultants.
That's amazing.
Oh, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I know I'm gonna need 2 bricks because I'm gonna just sample. Having them a month early really gives us a huge benefit to be able to get them into people's hands so that they can fall in love with them and order the bricks when they come out in October, but also to add those to club, because when they add those scents to club, they won't be in brick format, you guys, but they will be in bar format. So if they love, is it Fuzzy Fleece? And the other one, Pink Poinsettia, those sound amazing to me by description. I hope I'm not disappointed. So those will go into my club and I'll always get those bars. So I just think I'm really happy they heard us on this, right? Like it's really hard to sell wax, or it's not hard. It's possible. It's just a little bit more challenging when we can't get it under their noses. So
Especially when it's such a big piece of wax, right? Like it's not a normal bar. It's a big piece of wax that they're committing to.
And I hope I hope that we do well as consultants by buying it early to show Scentsy that we need it, right? We've been asking for a long time, can we get some of these LTO scents earlier? And now they're doing it. So I hope we don't disappoint as well. So I'm very excited about it. And it's going to be a huge PRV and wholesale booster at the end of the month for a lot of people. So make sure you're, looking at it from all angles and encouraging your teams, because they may not realize, like, why do I need all these bricks? Why would I spend $90? Well, because that $90, like we said, is really $67.50 after you get your paid commission on it, and you're going to earn that back by being able to get that to your customers and then purchase later. So
on top of that, if you still have 7 days to get to 2000 PRV. So if you're close, right, and you have that, you can have that added to where you're at, you're getting 30% back for the month. So it technically can be even less. I did check your math, Jody. You were right. So that's a win. And then also there was a couple questions, which if you didn't ask, I feel like if you're not seeing the chat. So no, they can't be used for host rewards. Again, they will be available for customers to purchase starting October 25th. And they'll have till November 24th, so 30 days, to be able to add that to their Scentsy Club. So it's going to be awesome. I want to share how I plan to market it. So what am I going to do to get to my customers' hands? So 2 things. I'm sure you guys have seen these. This is not this one. This is what I'm doing for the harvest, right? So you've seen these types of things where they have the scent descriptions and all of that. Do the samples, staple them on the back, staple them on the front. That's how I choose to do it. But I do want to throw something in there. And this actually makes me really, really excited. And I can't take full credit for it because it's also partially a Heather idea. But when these bars arrive, I did this with the harvest collection for a mystery fragrance. It was because of Heather. She's like, okay, I didn't like this one by itself, but I put a cube of all 3 of the harvest ones in my warmer. And she's like, it smells really, really amazing. And actually Stacy came by my house that day and she was like, what are you warming? And I told her, and she's like, oh my gosh, this actually smells like Mocha Doodle to me. I did not think it smelled like Mocha Doodle, but she did. So if you need a Mocha Doodle dupe, because we don't have that anymore, you might get away with that. So basically what I did is I put a cube of each in my warmer and I made little samples like I did my felt ones. And I did a little tag for mystery fragrance. And I hope it's not backwards for you guys, but I basically just said mystery fragrance, scan with your QR code, or scan the QR code with your phone to find out what it is. And it links to a flyer that I created on Canva. And it tells them, this is the 3-pack. Love them individually, put them all together for a completely different scent. So that is another way to upsell those items. So when the bricks come in, you bet your butt, I'm going to be trying different ways if I can mix them together to create another mystery scent. Thank you, Heather, for this. And when I set out the bricks, I'll do the same thing because they can buy them individually. They can buy them in a 2-brick bundle. And so hopefully they fall in love with 2, and then they would be able to go ahead and get both of them with the 2-brick bundle. And they have another way to warm those 2 different fragrances for a completely new different fragrance. I think it also helps show what things complement one another. So if I put one in my living room and I put a different one in my kitchen, it shows, Jackie's saying, yeah, it shows how they kind of commingle within your space. The last thing that I'm going to do with my leftover brick, like, cause I know I'm not going to make enough samples with a big brick like that. I'm going to make larger, like deluxe samples as a thank you for my customers. And that's going to be kind of part of my thank you that's going in and letting them know that these are going to be available coming on October 25th.
Love that.
Johnny says y'all are geniuses.
Um,
Well, I'm just gonna say congratulations because I just saw
Yeah.
that
Oh,
the Nino
yeah.
fam is in the chat and they promoted to superstar director today. So congratulations, you guys.
Huge
Yeah.
congratulations.
And congratulations to your new director that helped you get there. So that's so exciting.
So exciting.
Does anybody have any questions in regards to some of the things we've talked about tonight or the bricks or anything like that? Here's something I didn't know. I could not find the answer to whether or not we could use them for host rewards. So thanks for sharing.
So the $90 bundle cannot, but the other ones can. So when
Okay.
we can purchase them on the 25th, you'll be able to do the 2 brick bundle and the individual bricks for host reward.
Okay, good. Because I was
Just
like,
not the
why would we
$90
not be
bundle,
able
it's
to?
Not the
Monday.
consultant exclusive bundle.
Oh
No.
yeah, that I didn't. I just assumed we couldn't, but
Will you share an example of, will you upload your file to our Shift Dropbox so they can see what your card looks like? Great.
I haven't done it yet, but when I do, absolutely.
Okay, so I'm going to post the link of our Dropbox that we put all of our files in. Is that just Shift Files?
it's
I
a
think it's
quiet
just-
night tonight in here in the shift world.
The monthlymovement.com/shift files, is that
Yeah,
correct?
that's what it was. Yep.
Okay, there you
Looks
go.
like flies, shift live.
Yeah, so y'all save that link because anytime we create something generic or the awesome Stacy Stanchu creates, we'll just have her upload it there as well.
Stacey, you have a new job.
Listen, she does make the cutest stuff ever. I just love it. It excites me.
Do you guys have a way that, and it, different? I don't know, because I feel like we kind of all, that's a similar concept of how we choose to market them. So do you guys have a different way? Or, I mean, right at my top, I see Jackie, Stacy, Carrie. Like, do you guys have a different way that you plan to market those or that you typically do? If not, I get it because there's really not a lot of ways to sample, right? But it's pretty straightforward.
What if I just want to use them?
You can do that too.
Totally kidding.
That's why you can get 2, one for samples and one for you.
That's right. Yeah, I like your idea. And I love the mystery set idea. I think you're onto something with that.
Yeah, I love
I
that
think
idea.
it's a good conversation starter. I think it's a good, like there's so many different angles you could look at that and just run with it. I mean, it's just an awesome way to market those scents that especially come in the collections.
I hope they give us more opportunities to get more of them in the future because
Mhm.
Definitely is something that I think
But
when
how
we
nice
can, I
would
know
it be to market 2 bricks with a mystery scent, pick 2 that smell really good together. And then you're not just selling 1, you're selling them 2 and they're getting them 2 for 40.
Yeah.
exactly. Absolutely. Love that. Okay.
I think
Well,
the
we have
key
about-
really is if you can afford, don't take your family money to spend it on Scentsy. If you can afford to buy them, I would suggest getting them or sharing the cost with other people to make it affordable, because sampling 1,000,000% is way more effective than you hopeful posting and trying to make something look so appealing just from visual. It's not, we are a fragrance company. You can't experience that through a screen. And so if that means you can't afford postage and you're driving and doing fun sample drop-offs on porches, I do that all the time. Go drive them to them and drop them off on their porches. I mean, I had a customer tag me on Facebook the other day and they were on the patio with my fall scent sampler and the little girl was, looking through all the pictures. And I'm like, this was so great because she posted, I didn't even ask her to post and she posted it and other people were commenting. So I will tell you that something very exciting just happened. And I know we were talking about the military life and it's about relationships. So I literally just got an email that congratulations on your new team member. This is when my son was born in 99. We were our neighbors next door in our fourplex in Maryland, Fort Meade, Maryland. Her young daughter, who is now a mother of her own, just joined my Scentsy team and I had no idea. So it's all about those relationships, right? I had no clue. There's been no conversation, but it's the relationships is where the sponsoring is going to come in. And if you're not putting yourself in situations to have experiences and moments and friendships and relationships, you put in nothing, you'll get nothing. So just keep that in mind. I think it was really cool that just happened out of the blue. And it just goes to show you just never know.
That is really cool. I love
Yeah,
that so
I'm
much. That is a
excited.
great story. Well, Courtney Edwards just say that happened to me with Kimmy. And Kimmy Heinerman shared a few
Yeah.
weeks back about the clickable party page here on the Thursday Night Shift. And she's a star director and also a rock star. So I love that.
Super cool.
Okay. I did have a thought. First of all, congratulations on your new team member. We love recruiting.
Hey.
So I did want to add something really quickly because I really am glad that you reminded us to not spend Scentsy or family money on Scentsy, but to spend Scentsy money on family. I think that's very valid and very important. And so something that you can do and to keep in mind, if you have some customer orders, and this is something you still have Friday, Saturday, Sunday to work on. If you collect some customer orders and you have a party that you're going to enter that's being shipped to your house, then what you can actually do is if those items that they choose to purchase are non-licensed items or not these, obviously not these bundles, because it's not for customers yet, you can put the items that they're paying for in as host rewards. And then, so you're getting their items half off, but you're putting the bundle in so that it balances out. So if you have 90 PRV equal, it actually will balance out. You can still charge your customer the same way. And you can kind of do that reverse play within the party so that it can help you get that at still half price or at a deeper discount. Yes, you may use all of your host rewards if it's a $90 order and it's, you know, it's a warmer and a couple bar, you know, a 3-pack and a $60 warmer, or however it breaks down with what they're buying. You may use all of your host rewards to make it happen, but it's kind of moving things around to make it possible for you and your business. So do keep that little piece in mind that is an option to help with those items that you can't claim as a host reward. So,
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay. Well, is there any last thoughts or questions or anything that we can answer before we say peace out for another Thursday night shift?
Really quick, James just messaged me directly. He got an email from someone who lives there and they were wanting to order. They said there was no consultant, but it was scams and wanted to send me a cashier's check for the order. So I will tell you, anytime it involves a cashier's check, don't do it. It's a scam.
Well, they
So
told me
just
that it was from that they were from Maryland and they were wanting to order, and they told me that there was nobody in Maryland to do their consultant.
oh yeah, no, I'm glad that you caught that, James.
It was like a week after, not even a week after I signed up, I'm getting this email and I'm like, how do you even find me? But okay.
Right. Right. Oh gosh. Well, thank goodness you didn't. So just be aware of that. Thank you for bringing that up because it is so true. It happens, unfortunately, in a lot of different businesses, and we will not be the first or the last, but it's just important to be aware. If it sounds too good to be true, or someone says all this crazy story, outlandish story, it's just delete it. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it was a $450 order.
That would have
I
been
was
so
not
nice.
about that.
So you get excited, right? And there's a new consultant, you're like, oh my gosh, I just started this business and I'm so excited because
Right.
But yeah,
Yeah.
that is definitely
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Hey,
a really,
Callie,
really
I had
great
a
question. Yes.
It's Nicole. I just had a question real quick about something that you mentioned earlier, that you linked your QR code to a Canva flyer.
Mhm.
Are you hosting that flyer somewhere, or did you do that through Canva?
So there's actually two ways. So the first way would be basically if you load any flyer into a Dropbox, into a Google Drive or anything, you get a link that you can actually share. And so so that would be how you would be able to get the link for the QR code. But based off of what Kimmy taught us a few weeks back, she had done this clickable party website. So you can go back and catch that.
I tried doing that and and mine's not working. I can't figure it out. Dang it.
Okay, well, we can touch base, but definitely that is a way that you can also always get a link, and that actually makes it like a quote unquote website. And so it's movable and you can add graphics and stuff like that. You can make things within that flyer clickable. So if you did miss Kimmy's training lab, we might have to do that again because I've been having a ton of fun with that and other aspects in my business, including that mystery fragrance. It's actually a clickable flyer that they can get those fragrances from, and it kind of moves and stuff. So there's a lot of really great information in there.
Yeah, I think I'm just going to go back and go step by step with her video. I thought I
push
had
pause
understood
and
the
then go
process.
back. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought I had
Absolutely.
understood the process, and mine looks freaking fabulous. It looks like hers. It looks really cute, but it didn't do the stuff.
Okay. Well, yeah, touch base with me, Nicole, or work at Wednesday or whatnot. We can connect on that for sure.
Okay, thank you.
We are getting to the top of the hour, but there is a really, really great question that we haven't discussed. And will there be a Thursday night shift next week due to it being end of month live?
Yeah. So one of my Tuesday night calls, I still did it because they can watch the replay of the live. So it's up to y'all. Actually comes on they go live at the same time we start shift. So
Don't they go an hour later?
I thought they go at 7.
They go
it's
when
at
we end.
7:00 Central Time because it was the same time that my Zoom starts at 7.
Oh, maybe Dan and Lacey changed it to the 6 and
They go live right when my training starts, and I just let my team catch the recording. I didn't change or make exceptions, but y'all, we can if we need to.
I thought it was, I didn't realize they changed the time.
It just happens to fall on.
So give us a chance to discuss that.
Yeah, we'll post.
Obviously that may be something where we're still here and we catch the recording, and then this is also recorded, right? And it's posted to Facebook, to the monthly movement group. And so if you wanted to catch that immediately after, that would still be an option. And so we'll discuss that and we'll let you guys know either through the monthly movement or through our individual group pages. But I bet more than likely we will be here, and then we'll be able to catch the recording after. So with that, we are at the top of the hour. If you still had there were still some questions I saw coming through the chat. If you want to message one of us privately, then we can do that just to respect your time and that type of thing. But anything, Heather, Jody, you guys want to add before we wrap it up?
Thanks for joining us, you guys.
Okay. Well, have a wonderful night and talk to you later. Bye, guys.
See you next week. Bye.